Hey, what's up guys? Back with another Shogun tutorial war commentary, and this time I'll be facing against X-Ops from X-Ops the Saboteur on the map, the Nishizawa Valley. And before I start this battle, I do want to mention I feel quite disappointed because I couldn't show you guys a very good battle I actually had, because I accidentally overrided the saving with another battle. Yeah, that was kind of silly. And that battle was against Sacred Band. And Sacred Band, if you guys don't know, is a very tough clan in Shogun 2. They're probably one of the best clans actually in Shogun 2. So I always hated facing them in Shogun 2, but you know, took it like a man and lost or won or whatever. But I did face Sacred Band actually once, finally. And it was a fantastic battle, and ended up with him actually sending some bad mouthing over. But anyways, let's take a look at this battle. What I bring is one Chevron Armstrong gun and 3 white bear infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 Imperial infantry and 5 Chevron Royal Marines. 3 Yari keys and 2 Chevron Imperial Guard Cavalry. He brings 2 bow keys, 2 Chevron, and 2 Shogunate Guard Cavalry is really good, and 1 Yari keys and 9 Chevron Armstrong, very strong, and 3 8 Chevron Marines and 1 Yari Kachi. So very interesting army. He chose quality over quantity for sure. So 8 Chevron Infantry de Marine, 8 Chevron Royal Marine, and 8 Chevron United States. And over here we have the Bow Dojo, which I am capturing it, and I'll keep it for most of the battle. And over here he'll keep the workshop for most of the battle too. And he's capturing right now. So my cannons don't do much at all in this battle because he was smart enough to put his guys out of range. So I couldn't hit any of his guys that I wanted to hit over here, so I was trying to hit his cavalry. Yeah, but this is really bad, especially if they're in water. I think, yeah, I just realized this. I think if your guys are in water, your cannon tend to not do much damage because it doesn't blow up. So even if it hits a guy over here, it doesn't blow up, doesn't do much damage. So he was really wise enough to put his calves in the water, and I didn't know that. And his 9 Chevron Armstrong gun is pounding my guys. It does cut a lot of my infantry, but I do have a lot of infantry. A lot I can use as reserve and stuff. So I had really, not much of a problem dealing with his guns. And his bow keys are currently shooting at me, and I'll be bringing my rifle cavalries, including my general, and 2 of my Yari keys over here for support. I want to get rid of these bow keys first, and maybe deal with these Shogunate guards somehow later. And yeah, I am shooting. I will definitely win him in a skirmish fight because guns are definitely better than bows, no doubt. And he does remount his Yari key after capturing his workshop, and I do shoot at his Yari Kachi, and I do about 50 kills or something. He wasn't watching over here. And yeah, I do manage to pretty much wipe out his bow keys. There they go. And he tries to do a charge with his Shogunate Guard cavalries, but he doesn't do it. He fails, of course. And his cannon did some shrapnel shots and almost destroyed my Imperial Guard cavalry right there. And I did save half of them. So I do bring my Yari keys around also on the water just to protect my guys, protect my general and my Imperial Guard cavalry, while I do bring out my 3 white bears that was in reserves, protecting my cannons because in the beginning his cavalry were somewhat of a threat. So he leaves his 2 bow keys over here so he can run away because he doesn't want me following and chasing and shooting at them. So he leaves them here and I do take them out. So his bow keys are gone, and at this point we're just kind of standing, What I want to do is take both of the buildings. I'm not gonna go in the water. Like heck no. I mean, these guys, 150 range and 8 chevrons, I am not gonna go in the water no matter how much infantry I have. It's just shredding these guys. I mean, I had to back away. this unit pretty much routes. These guys are very good. So what I want to do is not go in the water. No, you guys probably wouldn't want to do that either. So what I want to do is capture both of the buildings and just wait for 10 minutes, or either make him move. That's what you want to do. You want to make your opponent move. So I'm going to capture both of the buildings, and he's going to have to move or he'll lose in 10 minutes. Besides, I don't want to get hit by his shrapnel shots. These guys are deadly. 9 Chevron Armstrong guns. So pretty much in here we're just shelling each other. Me doing almost no damage, killed a couple horses, didn't do much. And I did hit some of the infantry, but I ran out of ammunition by the time it did even some kind of damage. So what I do is spread my lines across this hill, because he's going to have to move sometime, because I did capture the workshop, and I do also have the archer dojo. So I'm just going to camp it out here, and he's just going to be try to shell my general. He does get my Imperial Guard cavalry routed, and then he tries to shell some of my other infantry and does some damage to my British Royal Marines. So he does start to move, assemble. He starts to assemble his forces because he can't just wait. So I'm gonna make him move, and that will give me a significant advantage because I have way more troops than me. I'm sure I could have been successful if I moved and attacked him, you know, if I went through the river. I may have some disadvantages, but I'm sure I could have done well, because I do have superiority over numbers. I didn't go for quality, I went for quantity. And I don't think it's a great idea to bring a 9 Chevron cannon. Honestly, I think this was probably the worst one, because they run out of ammunition. Only 20 rounds, so once it's gone, it's kind of like you have Koku left, you know, unused. And over here, well, actually, I think the most waste would be his Marines. Like, upgrading to 8 Chevron, I think that's kind of overdoing it. Like, yeah, they can take on... Actually, they can take on, like, tons of cavalry because they have really good melee attack, defense, morale, and all that. But, you'd have to be pretty skilled to, you know, just win with 3 Marines. It's pretty tough to do that. So, anyways, he's advancing right now. And he's a pretty skilled player, so I guess he knows how to do these kind of things. And you know what? It might not actually be a bad thing to bring a 9 Chevron Armstrong, because if you do use all 20 rounds, you have used its fullest use. So it could be good and bad, but you know, they're just not much part of the late battle. So anyways, now he's moving, guys, and he's bringing his cavalry over here so he can do some kind of ambush. I do some terrible micromanaging in this battle. At this point, actually, I lose more guys than I should have lost. So yeah, anyways, I bring my white bear and another white bear, and I'm gonna hit his United States Marine over here, and I'm gonna bring my white bear infantry over here and hit his Royal Marine. He's gonna send his Yarikachi over here, and actually surprisingly does a lot of damage, so he is able to win my his left flank.
Your men are routing, sir.
And I also do bring one of my Imperial infantry to hit his Infanterie de Marine. So his cannons have silenced. Oh no, his cannons are still firing. Mine has silenced for a long time ago. And I bring these guys over to reinforce. And over here, with suppressive fire, and I was forced to retreat, so I get cut down over here. His Yarikachi is doing very well for a melee unit, melee infantry unit. So I do route his Yarikachi over here, but I don't get to finish off his United States Marine. And over here, my white bear infantry is getting pummeled by his British Royal Marines. And over here, I'm doing a pretty good job actually against his Infanterie de Marine. It's maybe because I have the altitude advantage with my Imperial infantry, and I do have the bow builder, so I'm okay. But he does have the workshop. I mean, he did take away the workshop from me for a while ago, so I don't really have the armor advantage. And he does a really good charge over here with his 3 cavalry, and he pretty much sort of like knocks out a lot of my 3 of my infantry over here, and you just see kind of like a mass route going here. So all my center just breaks, and I was like, oh damn it. And I send my Yarikis over here to reinforce, destroy his Shogunate guards, and also bring my Royal Marines to hit these guys. But even if my guys rout, as long as they have still this unit sign, there's a chance of them coming back. So they do come back. See, even if they rout, they do come back just because they have sheer amount of force, and he just has a sheer amount of firepower. But my guys do come back. Well, yeah, at least some of them. These guys rout, but these guys come back, and I come back and I start shooting at him. And with my remaining Yari keys, I smash into his Royal Marines. And surprisingly, these Royal Marines take it like a boss, and these 3 Yari keys don't do much. Well, they do much in stopping these guys from firing like machine guns. So I do a good charge, and the Yari keys will die. I don't think this was the best charge, but it was an okay charge, I guess. And he decides to put his general and stand and fight. And over here, his United States Marine is still alive, and he takes out the remaining vanguards of my lines. But I do have the routing, some of the routing lines coming back. And I go down here and I fight his Royal Marines, and I start shooting at his United States Marine as well. And this unit is pretty much my best unit, and it's still 2/3 strength, so I should pretty much at this point it is in my favor this battle, and good game to my opponent. He was one of the few good-mannered players I've met recently, so good game to him anyways. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a good example, like quality versus quantity. Quantity doesn't always beat quality, but it does a pretty good job at winning. But quality definitely can win quantity. I've seen many times that quality is sometimes better, and quantity is better at sometimes too. You know, it just depends on what kind of map it is. And yeah, it was a costly victory. He actually did far more kills than I did, so he did a really good job against me. And yeah, good game again, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, guys.